scan the beacon all the way over at Lava Fissure as well, beating a Bloodhound to that chase. And it's like Memeskins currently in a fight over here at Overlook.
I love that flashpoint. You saw the way that they were looting. They were so excited that the zone was pulling over towards them. They weren't even concerned about switching guns, whatever it was. They're just going to get over to their priority spot and start locking down, maybe with an ult excel, a lot of fences, and already a generator. But the Memeskins now in a pretty tough spot now that they gave up the high ground with multiple white armors. But when you look on the other side, it's triple white armor going up against triple white armor on this Overlook side. No name team could be rotating. Again, Refinery is a possibility. Epicenter, the longer this fight goes on. But Team Cruelty, in terms of their placings in ALGS, should feel pretty confident about any 50-50s on the backhand side of this map, especially since Scissors is on this Pathfinder and he can pull off a couple sneaky plays. Yuban decides he wants to take the 1v1, but instead it's a trade out on both sides, not what you were hoping for. Senpai has the off angle. There goes the res. Ping's most likely going down. Now you're in a tough spot. Do you go and charge this? You can't, because Senpai takes the perfect angle over towards the high ground. So this is a really nice play coming in from Team Cruelty, but it's going to be answered from a Thermite over towards the side. That's going to call for the bubble res instead. And now they're going to say, get off that cover, hit some cells over towards the side, and we're going to be able to finish this player off since he just has a white knockdown shield.
Yeah, and a lot of that was just set up by Scissors' position, playing on that Pathfinder. No one really able to challenge him. I'm not seeing as many Horizons this time around, and so he does have almost unmatched mobility at this point. Scissors currently taking that high ground position for himself, cuts that player off. For now, he does have the grapple to get onto the roof once again, and so he will have that Overwatch position here. They're slowly trying cut off the rest of them. Oh boy, he needs to look down. He does finally spot him out at the last second, but Enemigo will take him out. It's traded. Now it's going to be a 2v1. The bubble has been used by Oi Senpai as he pushes alone, but he does hit for the flash, will be able to finish him off. And now they need to res quickly because, like you said, the third party can come in at any point.
Yeah, somebody giving me a heart attack there. He wants to slide off the map. Now you see where the pull is, and the rotation comes in from Flashpoint immediately. Like we were saying, they saw that amount of green towards their area. They know how they want to go and play this one. They're going to play it towards the backside of Trials, so no matter which side of Trials that it's going to pull on, they're going to own both these spots. They clear out the caustic barrels. And fortunately for Flashpoint, again, one of the only teams that are going to be rocking that Watson, and this is one of the perfect scenarios. But when you do this, you have to be very patient because you're not going to have a lot of kill opportunities. You're going to poke out here and there, maybe a portal from Kubsky towards the late game, but it's going to be resident sleeper for Flashpoint for the next 10 minutes easily.
Yeah, this is just one of those positions. If you're not playing Sniper Hill and you're playing inside Trials proper, like you said, not going to have many opportunities for kill points, but Flashpoint is also a squad that's known for activating a little bit later on, and will be able to get those kill points as they survive throughout this round. Milkman, though, in a little bit of trouble as all of them are cracked trying to heal up, but here comes the EMP right on top of them, as most of them had already hit the bat. Now we'll have to re-heal their shields, but no push coming out as Avo is able to get that med kit off, and so they do recover here. Looks like they're waiting to regroup, quite possibly to throw down the generator, conserve on their heals for now as they do clear out that drone. But Milkman playing inside Train, you can spend their time here for a little bit. The zone, as you can see, is basically right on the edge for them. They have about 5 minutes really to play it around here. They want to get very greedy with their resources and their heals. They can throw down that intercepting pylon, but it doesn't look like that's the case quite yet, as Ava takes a lot of damage once again, popping another med kit.
You can see what it's like for a team like Milkman and how difficult it is just to play in Series E in these qualifications, or just even if you were to make it in, it's going to get even sweatier. You don't really ever have these type of guns in these type of situations. You're rocking the longbow, which you probably rarely use. Yeah, the wingman is solid, but that's more for skirmishes, not for long range. You're going to have to utilize more of the 30-30. You're going to have to utilize the scout. And when you look at the scouts that they don't have any scopes on it. It's just a single hollow. And that's just not going to cut it for a team that's trying to rotate outside of Train. So they're in an extremely tough spot and most likely going to have to take an aggressive push. Now, Laconika's pets, they're stuck inside the building here. This is going to be an interesting fight because now they're coexisting directly beneath this team, and they're already towards their door. So one thermite is all that team needs to go and really pop this one open. Instead, Kaneka's going to go send it towards the high ground. Looks like they've done more damage than they've actually taken. Fade most likely wants to use his defensive bombardment. If he's able to utilize that, that's going to force the bubble out. Big 78 over towards the dome. All players taking damage from the side, and now the bubble is going to be used. Defensive bombardment still in the backhand, and it's going to be Ack and his squad coming through. Team Vibes just dominating in a matter of seconds as that fight was over for Kaneka's Pets.
Here's PBS in a fight over by Hot Springs, though. Pow popping that Beast of the Hunt now as Bowser started to use that Nox gas grenade, throws out some extra barrels, does buy some time and some space for his squad. Most importantly for Saucer, who does get knocked down. Rowdy from behind will take him out. He's in the middle of nowhere. He's on that rate, so they won't have the mobility. They don't have a Gibraltar for that bubble res or anything of the sort. So we'll see if he can crawl back into safety. Now, though, looks like they're doing a decent job of keeping that squad at bay, cracking him, and hitting for flesh. Might buy the time for Bowser to try and go out. There's a full squad above them, so that's a different team. Got them pinched currently. Bowser, he's just waiting it out, has another barrel to go down. Flashpoint still playing in that same position out of Trials currently as they're trying to keep this team out. This was the squad that MST had their eyes set on beforehand, as 6 is able to get a knock onto 1. A lot of fights taking place, but Flashpoint's just taking such a disconnected fight. It's all up to Rambo now, left on this crypto here, as both of his teammates are going to get taken out. It was MN Key from above, and are able to send it here. And they have the angle as well. Frex with that 30-30 repeater, connecting onto Sleepy Panda, throwing out a scan once again. And Flashpoint got a little bit overzealous from that position. They, like you said, Tom, they had to play it a little bit more conservatively. You can't just poke out because things like that happen.
It's going to be so OP for Frex over towards the top. Surprised he doesn't already have a red Evo shield for this type of setup over towards the top of Trials. But I'm very interested in what happened with Flashpoint and why they decided that they wanted to leave the building that they were in inside of Trials, inside the proper there. I'm wondering if it was MNK forcing them out. Maybe it was Clarify with the barrels, or maybe it was some sort of caustic ult that really pushed them to go for that. Or it could have been just them playing a little bit impatient. And like we were saying, that's the key to playing that spot. And that's the key to Flashpoint's game, is playing patient. And they ended up taking a fight that they shouldn't have and got third-partied immediately. So a very unfortunate situation for one of our favorites here. Now Vibes, fresh off their clean team fight, just vibing out, Jamerson, vibing out with this squad next to him.
Yeah, hitting the vibrations there. Really just a standoff between them and the squad that's playing over at the diner currently, as Ack is getting the armor swaps for his squad. A lot to really utilize here, just in case for them to have a position to fall back on. Right now, though, on board with Sweaty's only. Remember, who had 18 points after game number 2. Light has already found himself 373 damage. He's 205 away from having that purple Evo shield for himself, as he does try to climb up to get into Lava Fissure proper. Excuse me. But for now, looks like they will just commit to the low. And so not much going on here. Let's go ahead and swap around to any other squads. Maybe if they've got the ring information for us as well.
It's pretty bad climbing going on here from Tech Candy. There he goes. They've made it. They've made it. They're directly on the edge. They're going to have to deal with this team over towards the right-hand side on the train tracks. The problem is it doesn't really look like it, and now it does. This is a nasty head glitch. Anytime you fight train track to train track, it's fairly difficult. The good thing is they do have control of this building, but Blake gets sent out immediately. It's Saucer with the aggression. Now the PK not going to connect. Double whiffs, and then a 37. That's going to be Pow. Meanwhile, Goodfellas picking his nose down in the crevice. Not really sure what he's doing over there. And Saucer is going to be able to finish off that player too. So now PBS is going to take control of this very popular gatekeeping spot. And what an aggressive portal from Saucer, realizing that Blight was out of position, and they're not done yet.
Yeah, and this is, remember, after recovering Saucer. Saucer did go down, was knocked over by the Hot Springs location beforehand, as we join on board with MST, picking up the remnants of basically Flashpoint at this point. We saw them coming in from the east side, from the Skyhook entrance over here. And so they're the ones that were able to now take up the vacant spot inside Trials. They'll be able to play off of this with all the armor swaps as well. So just doing their due diligence, preparing for the next team fight here as the ring does close. And we'll find out in 20 short seconds where this one will pull over to. They're still trying to gatekeep whoever this player is, whoever this squad is, just to their northwest.
Surprised Metro wasn't a little bit more aggressive or interested in at least using his shield, his armor shield, to go and check to see what kind of armors were in front of him, because you never know if you pop a guy for white armor, you can almost send it in that situation and still third party. Not even be worried about the third party that MNK would be able to do. Team Superior, they're locking down the sniper post over towards the side. We were on board with them a lot of that geyser game. Unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize on the portals that were being placed. Now Joey Blackout, pings are going down, and they're trying to figure out exactly how they're going to get in here. May have to end up playing the low ground, which isn't ideal, but here's more action, and MNK is going to love this. If these two teams down low end up fighting, it's going to be a very similar situation that ended up happening before. That's going to be the defensive bombardment coming through, and Six realizes that, so he's going to toss a couple barrels. They don't want players to go and drop, so nice job of, instead of keeping your barrels inside where the threat's most likely not going to come from, start placing them all on the outside door, so if you need to retreat back inside, then you have the area to get back to where your armor swaps are. So aggressive play coming from MST. I like this. You just have to be careful that you're not too aggressive.
Yeah, they've got the little pit stop set up for themselves here too. As you can see, the additional ammo along with the nades all being set up for themselves to replenish coming to the next fight. But they do have someone coming in from flank, so they have to worry about MNK above them and this squad coming in from the eastern side, as we have a better idea where this ring will go. So it looks like it'll just continue to pull to the center there. Maybe he does go over to the northwest side, basically where MST and MNK are currently playing off of. You can see that barrel, that Six did throw down. Wraith did try to get aggressive on that one. He said good presence of mind, but now this is the threat that they have to worry about. Raised by Wolves on the other side of this blast door here. So currently MST, they are in a threatened position. They can easily get pinched from either side by these teams.
Yeah, they did it themselves, but it's not that bad of a scenario because I've seen great plays coming in from Six in terms of where the priority actually needs to be. So if they're able to survive, especially since they're not rocking the Wraith here, they're going to be able to counterplay with all of the armor swaps in, and they could end up baiting these teams into fighting each other and picking up a lot of kill points and owning a lot of this area of the map. But I don't really expect much action in this zone. I think that once we get into zone number 4, especially zone number 5, that's where the teams have to start leaving and start coming around towards trials, and that's where a team like MNK is going to really start to flourish, especially Frex with the 30-30. So a lot of these teams, the best option is to really just take fights along the outside and try to find as many skirmishes as you can without getting third partied, because the chance of actually getting into trials is very slim to none.
What are the chances that Six is just playing on 2 computers right now, playing Caustic on 2 separate computers? Because he's Six, and then there's T9 here on Raised by Wolves. As there we go, it's the full send. It's going to be Team Cruelty actually get the knock onto Metro the Goats. Raised by Wolves, they have an opportunity to come in for the third party, but they will not take it here. So Team Cruelty finding that first frag. Raised by Wolves will be biding their time. See how much they can, of course, glean information out of this one. If they see a trade, they might go in for that third party. But for now, it's MST trying their best to survive as the pinch is coming in. Raised by Wolves throwing in all their barrels as well as they try to run past. MST are on their last legs. It's going to be T9 to take out Six. Unfortunately, an MST go down in 12th position here. Raised by Wolves, only able to take advantage of that situation.
Very nicely done by Raised by Wolves, especially from T9, to come through and have the presence of mind to make sure that he takes out Six, who's the priority target, and all of that gas. Meanwhile, Goon Squad over towards the outer edges of where this zone is going to be. That's what we were talking about, all these teams really starting to fight each other. Team Cruelty is going to be involved in this one. So that's going to be at least 2 or 3 teams here. And it looks like Team Cruelty is going to be able to come through and wipe this one up as Prodigy Aces is involved. Team Superior's there, Rakinishu's there, Joey Blackout's there. And this is what we're expecting. These edge teams just continue to duke it out. Team Cruelty's still in the vicinity, and they're going to be duking it out with Raised by Wolves. Frex is there too, so now MNK is going to go and make their play. And 2 teams that were inside trials end up being taken out from the 2 teams on the outside. One from above, one from the outer edge. Very nice play from MNK.
MNK now are committed kind of into this low ground position. Never mind, they have the port to get back up, so they are completely safe. Team Cruelty will be the ones to pick up all of this loot down here. And so MNK will have to keep a watchful eye on that zip line as Team Cruelty can try to send it up at any point. Oi Senpai, look for Oi Senpai to go up first with that Gibraltar, throw down that dome. But MNK should be keeping a good eye on it, forcing them down now to get a better idea of where this ring pulls. It's pulling this position that, in the past, two brains, one controller very often elected to play that train platform as PBS now trying to make a full push onto this squad inside. Bowser having difficulty climbing up, taking a lot of ring damage, and also has to contend with the Watson traps as well. He's taking so much damage before he even peeks on out. Crook will get the knock onto him as Pony Gang are in this spot. I was talking about just beforehand, PBS knocked out early here. Top 9 squads as the black hole will get tossed in by Fury now. EMP will be used, but it looks like the drone was cleared out as Ack picks up a number of those kills as well currently. But Pony Gang have done enough. They've cleared out their south, and now they just have to worry about their north.
Pony Gang really feeling themselves here, Jamerson. They make a very unorthodox prediction of where this one's going to pull over towards that two brains, one controller platform, like you were saying, is flying platypus in a fairly big skirmish over towards the outside. They're going to finish off a handful of different players. I believe that was Kodagami and his squad, and there's still a couple other teams in the area. All these players were expecting, again, it to pull trials, so now that they see this, it's all hell's going to break loose over towards the edge. And realistically, our winners from the previous game, Pony Gang, are going to be in a perfect spot. MNK going to go and send it. So these are the two fights happening on the opposite side of Trials right now. Portal going to be used. Nice charge rifle shot from Zenial, 74, and a couple of R301 shots into the back. That player is going to hit a battery. Doesn't matter. Another 77 over there to the body for that Gibraltar. Fury's going to go and clear that player out. I believe that was Senpai to get taken out. So not the kills that you were hoping for MNK, but still some good pressure and damage as we're on a 3 versus 3 versus 3 scenario. We know one's M&K. We know that they're sitting at the top, close to the top of the leaderboard. The other one is Pony Gang, and we'll find out the third team shortly.
Yeah, it was just excellent timing coming out from MNK. They see the opening actually coming out from Fury, who gets that knock with that triple taken. They instantly pounce on Team Cruelty, taking them out now. But it's going to be flying platypus, and MNK that are going to be challenging for this rock. As you can see, the ping's going down now. With 5 seconds left to go, here comes the port out from Bronzy to try to get him into a safe spot. But again, this is still dangerous. It's still a little bit in the open, and you have a lot of barrels down as well. Bronzy forced to instantly take that back, and he does pop that Phoenix kit. He should have enough time. Pride does have the dome as well, so as soon as they take that port, they'll throw that down. But it's ultimately about trying to survive for as long as possible. Pony Gang has the deep pocket and a lot of cover to work with here.
Really want to see how Pony Gang plays this, because 2 back-to-back wins in a 5-game set is going to be phenomenal for their confidence. And the way that they're playing this is exactly how you would do it. Play it patient, force the other two teams into one another. Frex gets the knock onto Mercy only. There goes Clarify with the caustic gas over towards the side. And now it's a clean sweep coming in for Pony Gang. You can see they even got the armor swaps in front of them, and they should be able to clean up this last player over here very shortly. That's going to be Bronzy. Nice job. Back-to-back dubs for Pony Gang.
Back-to-back dubs for Pony Gang, and they had the kill points behind it as well. We saw them on the kill feed quite frequently in game number 2, and what a monstrous start here. We have to remember, Tom, there's only one spot on the line, and taking 2 out of 5 games tonight, who can stop Pony Gang?
We'll find out. Someone's gonna have to, get the Wranglers in there and put these guys in their stables. What are those? Their stables? Is that what it is? Do ponies go in stables? Someone's got to put these guys in their stables.
Yeah, hopefully we'll find some vaqueros or cowboys here ready to try and put a leash on them. We're going to go ahead and take a short break, but when we get back, we'll have game number 3 of Series E right after this.